funniest pets and people, a baboon basks in the breeze. A panicky pooch paddles his paws. A water skier sinks to an all-time low. A dog finds splendor in the grass. A pooch takes the air. And a banana splits. It's the show that will have you sing, stay, laugh, and beg for more. Welcome to Funniest Pets and People. Around the world, good girls and boys can't wait to get their hands on toys. Oh, and let's not forget pets. It only took a few weeks for Tabby to find the perfect place to hide from the dog. And even if the dog did look there, he'd have to go through 100 stuffed animals before he found Tabby. Well played, Tabster. Now blend, blend, and... Jinkies never made the connection that it was his owner who filled the bowl with food. He thought the magic bowl just filled itself. And that is why Jinkies is punishing the bowl. He thinks this bowl is holding out on him. He doesn't realize his owner just forgot. Poor bowl. Poor Jinkies. Lucky you. Brolin here is what you call a messy eater. I mean, they've tried bibs, they've tried napkins, they even tried hand feeding him. No, no go. So finally, they just put a funnel on his head. Gets the food right where it needs to be, and look, the carpet and Brolin have never looked cleaner.
Cage over. Maybe I'll use the brass out and put him in the cage.
Jasper cannot wait for the annual Canine Track and Field Games. He's entered in the hammer throw event. Looks like he's got the grip down and he sure can spin. Well, let's just say Jasper really needs work on his release. Because he doesn't. While it's very important that every person in your home knows CPR, many people forget to teach their pets. Here we have Midnight learning mouth-to-mouth on a special resuscitating. You might want to think about enrolling your cat in a kitty CPR class. The life you save may be your own. Allie'd seen all this before. If he gave them the rope would then become tied to the tree. And once the rope is tied to the tree, Allie would get tied to the tree. But what Allie doesn't understand is that by holding on to the rope, he's actually tying himself up. Poor Allie. In most countries, it is customary for the bride to toss the bouquet. But in the small country known as Clipistan, it's customary for the groom to toss the bride's father. Then they get ice. That may seem funny, but sometimes you have to go indoors to watch the great outdoors. Hey, I don't make the rules, I just enforce them, okay? While some animals are known for being very rude, this guy attempts to make up for it by bowing to every and all comers. Subservient? Perhaps. Polite? Absolutely. Although it may not seem like it, bird showers actually save a lot more water than bird baths. And when you shower with your friends, well, there you got water conservation out the wazoo. You can't beat the location. In fact, you can ski right up to it. And the menu at the shores is out of this world. Only problem is the service. Every single time Dale's chiropractor goes out of town, it's the same old story. He ends up trying to crack his own back. A whole day of gathering can really throw your vertebrae out of whack. You just can't seem to get it. Oh, this is agony. Hey, can any of you help him out? I guess not. The dangers of riding the banana boat. Big wave come and you're gonna get thrown. Yuri was the ultimate multitasker. Whenever he would get a drink, he'd go ahead and wash his shirt at the same time. That left him plenty of time for sunbathing. Is there anything lonelier than a dog on a swing with no one to push him? Chopper is asking that very question right now. He's trying all right, but he seems to be barking up the wrong tree. Later, he's gonna play fetch with himself and see how that works out. Oh, looks like someone just got their hair done, and she's ready for her close-up. Smile for the camera, darling. Say cheese. Say Limburger. Say Havarti. Say Gouda. Say cheddar. Nothing? Say banana. Okay, now we're cooking with gas. Banana. 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 Okay, awesome, fabulous. Coming up, a proactive porcine pugilist. And a girl with no depth perception. When we return to Funniest Pets and People. Welcome back to Funniest Pets and People.
Think you could handle these clips, tough guy? Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
She went right on your shoulder, Jesse. Don't bite me! Don't bite me!
When you're fluorescent green, incandescent orange, phosphorescent blue, refulgent yellow, and resplendent red, you can't afford to be the nice guy. You gotta bite a little or people will walk all over you. Colorful birds sometimes come off soft. Oh, looks like someone is suffering from little man's disease, huh? Careful there, little man. That's not a truffle you're trifling with. Let's just hope the big doggy doesn't feel like he has anything to prove.
Funny noises. I'm not here to take your food away.
This kitten loves chicken. You know what he doesn't love? Sharing. I mean, he figures, come on, you got the height, you got the hands, you get your own chicken.
Now, just so you know that Ted is not one-dimensional, he won't allow himself to be typecast. Here's Ted's other side.
Ted was willing to put up with being groomed, shampooed, perfumed, and coddled. He was even willing to look the other way when you insisted on having his nails done. But when it comes to his bones, could you at least let him act like a dog? Just this once? I mean, come on. He has his pride. With oil tiptoeing past $60 a barrel, this has become the economical way to let your dog experience hanging his head out the car window. Not only is it cheaper, but Rufus doesn't have bugs bouncing off his teeth. Never back down from a bully, Mom said. But Mom didn't realize that Fido owned the park and sledding there without his permission was just asking for trouble. See, man?
Go get the shirt!
Can we just go home now, please? There's a reason Tommy never played professional soccer. His face just couldn't take it. It's like deja vu all over again. The clip's so nice, we're gonna show him twice. It's Funniest Pets and People, rewind. Tired of your dog digging up your rose bushes, vegetable garden, and lawn?
Put it there, especially.
Then get him Porta-Yard. Yes, with Porta-Yard, your little digger can dig, dig, dig to his heart's content without making your yard the laughingstock of the neighborhood.
Help.
Porta-Yard, buy yours today.
Nice and cool.
Warning, Porta-Yard may result in your dog getting dirty fingernails. When Timmy's dad said he should challenge the dog on an even playing field, this isn't what he had in mind. I mean, sure, the playing field is even. I don't need a level to tell me that. It's just that this isn't the dog's natural stance. Timmy clearly has the advantage of being a human and all. Still, the dog is pretty much holding his own. When Jimmy grows up, he wants to be a truck driver or a dentist. Hey, that's it. Jimmy will be the first truck-driving dentist. Who says you can't have it all? What do you get when you play fetch with 3 dogs who are just crazy about Greek mythology? Well, you get a pretty darn good Cerberus impersonation. You remember Cerberus? Well, of course you do. The 3-headed hound of Hades. Check it out. Why, they're guarding that flying disc in the same manner he guarded the river Styx. Good job, boys. The zoom was broken on Daddy's camera, so Maria did everything she could do to help. Great, and now the zoom and the lens are broken. Maybe this family should stick to photographs. Since they let the gardener go, the backyard has just gone to pot. Look, the grass is so high, it totally covers the trampoline. With his wheel out for repairs, Carl was suffering from a real case of wheel withdrawal. Not only is Barney man's best friend, but he is also man's best housekeeper, man's best bartender, man's best cook, man's best remote control caddy, man's best nursemaid, and man's best secretary. You know what else he is? Tired. Coming up, a girl bottoms out. And look, up in the air, it's Super Poodle. When we return to Funniest Pets and People. Welcome back to Funniest Pets and People. Fun backwards is nuff, but as far as I'm concerned, you can never get enough. There's nothing Muffy loved more than the drive home after a dentist appointment. She just loved the feel of the wind flapping her numb lips all over the place. When it breaks out of its shell, a bird thinks the first thing it sees is its mother. And that's the last time Reggie here sits on a nest. Everyone has their own version of fun. For Grandpa, fun is doing a crazy after-dinner dance in the living room. For the younger members of the family, fun is getting in the way of Grandpa's crazy dance in the living room. Hey, now wasn't that fun? Water skiing on the lake is always fun. But not as fun as playing submarine. You know, I really hate learning how they do the special effects in those behind-the-scenes DVD extras. When I go to see a flying dog movie, I want to believe the dog is really flying. I mean, is that too much to ask? I can suspend my disbelief for 2 hours. It's a dog, it's flying. You've heard of a running start, right? Well, this dog takes a swimming start. Not wanting to get caught unawares when she hits the water, Suki always had her dog paddle at the ready. Yes, in or out of the water, Suki was definitely going places. Simon says stand at attention. Simon says look pretty. Simon says sit down. Fall out of your chair. Oh, Simon didn't say. You're out. These clips are mighty tasty, so go ahead and get your licks in. True fashionista cats know that good grooming starts from the bottom up. Once you have the tail looking good, you can start with the rest of you. You know the saying, darling. As goes the tail, goes the cat. We all know that cats clean themselves with their tongues. Well, every few months, that tongue could use a good, thorough cleaning itself. No better place than in the shower. That ought to keep that tongue good for a few more months. Mr. Blabby was confused. No, more than that. He was bewildered. Oh, who are we kidding? He was mystified. Based on all that he knew, he could not figure out why Ronnie's hair didn't taste like strawberries. You ever wonder why your dog's nose is always wet? You got it. This is one healthy dog. Coming up, put your right paw in and shake it all about. When we return to Funniest Pets and People. Welcome back to Funniest Pets and People. They said he was out of shape. They said younger cats had passed him by. But Jack and his one-paw push-ups were out to prove he was still a cat to be reckoned with.
See you next time